Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Monday, April 11th, 2022 regular meeting of the Gladstone City Council. Call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please note that all of our council members are present and we do have a quorum. At this time, I'd like to ask you to please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item 4 on this evening's agenda is the approval of the agenda. Is there anyone on our City Council who wishes to make a change in tonight's agenda? Okay. Seeing none, it will stand as it was presented. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the March 28, 2022 closed City Council meeting.
Mayor Mellons.
Mayor Pro Tem.
I move to approve the March 28, 2022 closed City Council meeting minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the March 28, 2022 closed City Council meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The meeting minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the March 28, 2022 regular City Council meeting.
Mayor Mellons.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Move to approve the March 28, 2022 regular City Council meeting minutes.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the March 28, 2022 regular City Council meeting minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The minutes are hereby approved. Next item on the agenda, we'd like to welcome our City Council members and former mayors. Dave, welcome. It is good to see Dave Fricke here.
Thank you.
Looking out, I don't see any others. Glad you're here. All right, let's see. The next item that we're going to do, if technology is with us, we're going to move into the State of the City's report from the mayor. And I'm going to start by, first of all, saying thank you to my lovely wife for having the patience, the understanding of the First Lady for the City of Gladstone. And Tony, I'd like to have you come forward. I'd like to present you with something.
Thoughtful this evening.
Lovely bouquet of flowers, and several of council members wanted to know how I got the cuts on the top of my head. And I shared that. Anytime you upset her, you got to be careful. Thank you. To the City Council members, oh my gosh, thank you for your support over the past year. We wouldn't be where we are today without your support. Bob, Scott, thank you. And that's the mayor's address for this evening. Nope. All right, here we go. It's going to be a little bit different. Why do we work in Gladstone, or why do we live in Gladstone? Several years ago, I remember being at an employees' luncheon in January, a luncheon to recognize city staff and especially the employees of the year. Our city manager, Scott, talked about the Gladstone way. What is the Gladstone way? Whether in our one-on-one conversations or when Scott would speak to the City Council as a whole or to the city staff, first and foremost, he would always highlight the importance of being customer or service-oriented, that we must have personal pride in our city, coupled with each of us being proactive in identifying solving concerns, and recognizing staff who demonstrated excellence in their positions. Many times as I pass through the north doors in the City Hall, I stop and I read the short descriptions, recognizing a staff member who took the extra step and who was being recognized by a fellow colleague or a division or department leader. And I think it's called the Extraordinary Board. As Jeannie and I have worked with the Shockey Group to create the comprehensive plan for Gladstone, the question has been asked of many of the community members, why do you live in Gladstone? First and foremost, their responses being safety, being able to work in a community and have the feelings of living and raising a family in a safe environment. This must be priority number one. When the Chief of Police position opened, I stressed to both Scott and Bob to hire the best. Chief Ferris, I do believe we've hired the best for our city. Both Sean and Fred, you both have difficult jobs. The visibility and the actions of each of your staff members are being evaluated by our residents on a daily basis. As leaders, you must ensure the expectations are understood, that good decisions should be based on common sense, and then they will be supported. Individual and collective training must be ongoing, and even attention to small details, such as personal appearance and physical fitness, are essential for our firefighters, our paramedics, and our police. Fred and Sean, you set the standard for excellence in your departments. Director Nebergall, Tim, you supervise and lead the implementation of the many infrastructure master plans. Plans for streets, replacement of water mains, the quality of water, alleviating damage caused by stormwater, improving sidewalks and street lighting. These are all ongoing jobs that receives little attention until there's a large water main break on North Broadway or on 72nd Street, or potholes on M1 North Prospect, which remind me of driving a tank on the tank trails in the Army. Or we have a resident's truck that was broken into at night and his tools are stolen, and they're asking the question about why their request for a street light at the end of their street had not been installed, or why the water pressure in a home in the Meadowbrook area is not sufficient. Could this be possibly due to the replacement of the water lines? Your crews have a tough job. They face many factors on a daily basis, factors where they have little to no control, such as weather, the parts to fix a problem, budgetary constraints, and the availability and the expertise of your staff that you assign to a job. I challenge you to stress with your work crews the following: to listen to the concerns of our residents and not to be judgmental. Members of your departments are not paid to be judgmental. To be attentive, to leave on a positive note, and then to follow up and see if the job was done in their satisfaction. Why do we live in Gladstone? Enforcement of codes. We have a beautiful city. Home and businesses are maintained for safety and appearance. Do not settle for second best. Talking specifically to Alan, I hope you're watching this evening. Thank you. Your crews have a tough job to do. They should take pride in their positions. They make a significant impact in maintaining and hopefully improving the property values within our city. Simply stated, their jobs do make our city the best. They need to be respectful but forceful in explaining the importance and adherence to established codes. Why do we live in Gladstone? The survey responses that we've received listed the community center, the outdoor swimming pool, and our parks with walking trails, playgrounds for the kids, soccer, baseball, softball fields, tennis and basketball courts. Maintenance is ongoing and essential. Can you imagine the soccer fields if they weren't mowed? Or the baseball, softball fields if they were hard, solid clay? The tennis and basketball courts, even the walking trails, the concrete was cracked and uneven. The exercise equipment at the community center was broken and not cleaned, and the filters on the swimming and the diving pools didn't work. Again, the hard work and the commitment of your crews make our city the best. Give them a pat on the back when you recognize a good job being done. Encourage them to smile and say thank you to the many who use our facilities on a daily basis. Austin and the entire leadership team that are here this evening, economic development and redevelopment of existing businesses is a must. Many of our residents do not understand that our city, 9 square miles, is surrounded by other cities. Such limited space for growth then, so we must commit ourselves to maintaining and improving what businesses that do exist within our city. Each of us listen to our residents. Many times when asking about new businesses, what do they say? They're asking for more quality restaurants. I understand the connection with the developers of Linden Heights Apartments. That was an accident, an error in publishing or attempting to market the space for development. When I consider our city's vacant green space, such as the lots on Antioch, 72nd Street, North Broadway, or North Oak, or the land on the north side of Pleasant Valley Road adjacent to Atkins Johnson Farm, maybe in jest, we should consider making another mistake to attract new developers. Again, this is just a touch of slight humor. I'm not being critical. Dominic and your staff who are responsible for the collections and the payment of bills, management of the funds and the budget, and then all of the city staff who work in the City Hall, we thank you for your commitment. For those who work directly with business owners and with our residents, remember first impressions are so important and so lasting. Be friendly, be helpful, respectful, and kind. Sounds like the following were lyrics from a current Tim McGraw song. In conclusion, I'm honored to have served as the mayor for the past year and a member of the City Council since 2014. I care about our city, and together with the members of the City Council, Scott and Bob, and each of the division and department leaders in your teams, we will continue progressing from good to great. Why? Because it's the Gladstone way. Those are the words that I put together. Now, I know that Austin, if I don't show the slides, is going to be very upset about the progress that we've made within our city over the past 12 to 18 months. Les, welcome. I know both you and Dave are here to remind me about the Rusty Zipper luncheon tomorrow. Les Smith back here, former council member, former mayor, thank you for being here. All right, let's see what these slides are. Going to quickly go through them. You know what we have been working on the past 12 to 18 months. Opened up, took 3 years. December was its grand opening. This weekend, drove past on a Sunday morning to go wash the truck about 6:30. Parking lot was full of cars. North Kansas City School District, good communities have good schools. We've been very blessed to see Prospect Plaza re-energized. Grand Royale, Kendallwood, Woodbine, a senior service center. Hy-Vee, boy, that was a project that took a long time, but again, they've made a commitment to stay in our community. Woofs, the DeVita dialysis clinic, I believe they're waiting for maybe certifications from the state or the federal government before they'll open their doors. Whitechapel Funeral Home, demolished very quickly, and a new beautiful facility has been built. Improvements to Gladstone Dodge and Jeep, that's underway currently. Best car wash north of the river, Olympic Car Wash. Took some time, they couldn't get all their parts in, but it's a very good car wash for us. Improvements to downtown parking. Parkside at Hobby Hill, over 200 high-end luxury apartments being constructed southwest of Aldi's right off of North Oak. Architectural drawings, you can see the earth is being moved and foundations being poured. Again, architectural drawings. Will be commercial space in addition to the apartments. completion of trails within the community, pats on the back to our residents for a significantly overwhelming approval of that sales tax and the improvements that you can see being identified there. Fire Station 2 will be open this summer. We did a walkthrough at the City Council here just recently. Much improvements that were needed for that fire station. And with the federal money that we're going to be receiving, you can see the items that will be addressed here in the near future. Okay, it's either sunrise or sunset. I'm not sure which, but it's the beginning of a new day in Gladstone. And that concludes then the mayor's address. Let's see. Austin, you want to go back to the agenda?
Here we go.
You're good. All right.
I think we owe you a round.
Oh. Well, thank you. All right. We move on to the next item on the regular agenda. It's a public hearing amending the Section 6.110.570 levying the sewer service charge and commodity rate charges in the city. We're going to open the public hearing and then we'll continue the public hearing on May 9th, 2022 at 7:30 p.m. And at this time I'll open the public hearing and then we will continue at the next City Council meeting. All right. The next item on the agenda is the first reading of Bill number 22-14, an ordinance declaring the results of the Gladstone General Municipal Election held on Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, as certified by the Clay County Board of Election Commissioners, declaring that Bill Garnis has been elected to a 3-year term on the Gladstone City Council. And may I receive a motion and a second?
Mayor Mallons,
Councilmember Moore.
I move to place bill number 22-14 on its first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to place bill number 22-14 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing bill number 22-14 on its first reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading, bill number 22-14, an ordinance declaring the results of the Gladstone General Municipal Election held on Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, as certified by the Clay County Board of Election Commissioners, declaring that candidate Bill Garnis has been elected to a 3-year term on the Gladstone City Council.
Mayor Mallons,
Councilmember Moore.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 22-14, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of bill number 22-14, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of placing bill number 22-14 on its second and final reading signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading, bill number 22-14, an ordinance declaring the results of the Gladstone General Municipal Election held on Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, as certified by the Clay County Board of Election Commissioners, declaring that candidate Bill Garnis has been elected to a 3-year term on the Gladstone City Council.
Mayor Mallons,
Councilmember Moore.
I move to accept the second reading of bill number 22-14 and enact it as ordinance number 4.591.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the second and final reading of bill number 22-14 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.591. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Stallo?
Aye.
Councilman Frisbee?
Aye.
Councilmember Moore?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Garnis?
Aye.
Mayor Mellon?
Aye. Bill number 22-14 stands enacted as ordinance number 4.591. Thank you. The next item on the agenda, it will be the City Council oath of office to Bill Garnis.
I, Bill Garnis, do solemnly affirm that I possess all the qualifications of councilman as prescribed by law, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Missouri, the provisions of all laws of the state affecting cities of this class, and the ordinances of the city of Gladstone, Missouri, and will faithfully demean myself, so help me God.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is going to be the election of next year's mayor. We're going to open up the nominations, and it will be my honor to nominate Bill Garnis, Mayor Pro Tem, as next year's mayor for the city of Gladstone.
Second.
We have a second. Any other candidates for this position? Seeing none, all those that are in favor of Bill Garnis serving as the mayor for this next year signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Congratulations, Bill. All right. Next item on the agenda will be the oath of office for our new mayor.
Do solemnly affirm that I possess all the qualifications of mayor as prescribed by law, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Missouri,
The provisions of all laws of the state affecting cities of this class, and the ordinances of the city of Gladstone, Missouri, and will faithfully demean myself, so help me God.
Thank you, everyone. We'll move on to item 12, election of the mayor pro tem. If anyone has the hidden immunity idol, now would be the time to play it. Not, I would entertain a motion to name Gene Moore as our mayor pro tem.
Mayor Garnis, doesn't that sound nice?
Yeah, Councilmember Stallo.
I would like to nominate Gene Moore as our mayor pro tem for this year.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of electing Gene Moore to be our mayor pro tem signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Gene Moore is hereby elected to serve as our mayor pro tem for the next year.
Yay.
Item 13 is communications from the audience. Is there any member of the audience that would like to address the City Council on a matter that is not on this evening's agenda? Mr. Oldebecken, please.
My name is Jim Oldebecken. I live on 76th Terrace. First, a hearty congratulations to Mr. Garnos for being elected. re-elected to the city council and elected again as our mayor. And a big thanks to Dr. Malams for your service as mayor over the last year. And really to all of you, I have such high confidence and pride in our city council, in our city hall, and our staff. We just concluded a municipal election. I prepared a report that shows the trend of voter turnout. May I share it with you? Data from the Clay County Board of Election Commissioners shows that we have just over 18,000 registered voters. Of those, 10%, or 1,829 of them, cast a vote in the recent election. And our voter turnout, again, was approximately 10%. The voter turnout for all of Clay County was 14%. We can do better. We must do better. I certainly fear if we get worse in terms of our voter turnout. What does this mean? I think this means a lot of things, but it means engagement with our city. It has to do with citizens being responsible to support government, to support our elected city council, who serve without pay for us. When we prepare our 20-year comprehensive plan, I hope we will consider keeping or putting citizen engagement as high on that list as possible. There are a few key metrics that are available to us to track our progress. And we can't change things overnight, but I definitely want to see steady progress in voter turnout. Also in citizens' attendance at our city's public meetings. Not just this meeting, but also our boards and commissions. As far as our ambitions, voter turnout, where should that be? Could we get to 50%? I'd like to see at least 50% of our citizens voting. But again, it'll take time. It'll take effort. And rather than starting another nonprofit, I think personal is the most effective. And let us all, everybody here, take that on. Visiting with our neighbors, doing whatever we can to support effective elections. Also, helping to inform our neighbors of what's happening at City Hall and supporting these meetings. And just one more thing. It is an honor to be able to observe an oath of office. It is a sacred moment. And thank you for taking the oath of office and taking it seriously. We pledge in an oath of office, and this is also true of becoming a citizen, you take an oath to support the Constitution. And again, this is something that really applies to everybody, but reacquainting ourselves with our Constitution, including the Bill of Rights, which are so important, and also the Declaration. These can be read inside of an hour. And it's interesting that some really don't demonstrate a knowledge of our Constitution. I had a conversation once with a public official who could not recall any of the rights that are protected by the First Amendment. I met an attorney once that didn't recall taking an oath to become an attorney, which is significant. So that's just a personal conviction that I have, and a reminder of where we can get our energy, where we can get our guidance. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oldbecken, and truly do appreciate everything that you've done, both to try to enhance voter turnout and to provide some voter education on the different issues and candidates. I have been on city council 10 years. I've never seen somebody work that hard to try to bring awareness to that issue. So I do sincerely appreciate your efforts this election, and it will get better. We'll move on to item 14, communications from city council. Councilmember Spallo.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no comments this evening other than congratulations, and I think we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful year ahead of us.
Thank you. Councilman Frisbee.
No comments tonight, Mayor.
Councilman Mallows.
Thank you, Austin Greer, for the pictures, for the slides. I wasn't sure if I thanked you appropriately for those. And opening up correspondence this evening when I got here. Designation on behalf of the Arbor Day Foundation, congratulating Gladstone on earning recognition as a 2021 Tree City of the USA. And I'll pass this on to our new mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Moore.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say kudos to former Mayor Malams on the excellent job you've done this year. And you did just an outstanding job at Arbor Day. First of all, the weather was magnificent, and you had those kids going. You did just a beautiful job, really beautiful job.
Tree Day.
Tree Day, yes, Tree Day. And congratulations,
Thank you.
Mayor Garnos.
Thank you. I had just a couple of thank yous that I wanted to express. Obviously, first and foremost to the City Council for your confidence and support for the next year. I want to thank our city manager in advance for his patience with my many good ideas. I want to thank our city staff and our department heads for all of their hard work, for which I will be shamelessly taking credit for the next year. I want to thank all of our former city council members. All the good things going on in the city right now are due to your vision and your commitment to what Gladstone can be and should be. I'd particularly like to thank our past mayor and frankly our last two mayors for their inspiring leadership, for their kindness and decency, and for representing Gladstone with maturity and grace. Those days are over. And of course, finally, to my wife, Lori, who we all know to be my far better half, for her support and for her desire to have the house to herself on Monday nights. Thank you. Mr. Wingerson.
Mayor Garnos, thank you very much. Good evening, City Council. Councilmember Malams, just wanted to thank you for your steady and supportive leadership over the last year, and especially for your kind and aspirational words in many ways tonight. We strive to always do better in all the areas you mentioned, and it's a great reminder to hear it from the mayor that you get it. So we appreciate that very, very much. Mayor Pro Tem Moore, congratulations on your election to that role. We look forward to working with you in a new but familiar role somehow. And Councilman Garnos, congratulations on being reelected to the City Council, and congratulations on being elected mayor by your peers. That's very important. And finally, I'd just like to agree with Jim Oldebeck in that in many parts of the world, an oath of office doesn't happen like this. So congratulations. We should all be proud to be Gladstonians, Clay Countyans, Missourians, and Americans. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Wingerson. Item 16, other business. Is there any other business for the City Council this evening? If not, we are adjourned.
Group photo, Council.